Welcome back. Here we are in our sixth segment on gene expression. Last time we talked about translation initiation, so let's just review that very quickly. Remember, the first thing that happens, the small ribosomal subunit scans along an mRNA until it hits that ribosome binding site, and then it slows down, and that positions the AUG in the P site, and then the initiator tRNA comes on with its anticodon, UAC, which recognizes the codon, and that tRNA is carrying a unique amino acid, and that's a methionine in the case of the initiator tRNA. And the last thing that happens, the large ribosomal subunit comes in and docks. So let's now talk about translation elongation. So what I want you to do is imagine that translation's been occurring. Okay, you don't know how it's happened, obviously, but imagine translation's been occurring, and then we're going to pause it. We're going to pause it right at the point where we have a number of amino acids that have been joined together. Let me grab a pen very quickly here. Number of amino acids have been joined together in a chain right here. That's where they are. They're coming out of this little kind of exit way, this little passageway out of the ribosome. So they've already been linked together. And we've paused the process where there is a tRNA in the P site. Here is its anticodon down at the bottom here. And so that tRNA is in the P site, and you can see its anticodon matches the codon UCG. And so the AGC corresponds to this amino acid right here. Okay, so that's where we've paused, and we've got this chain of amino acid that's been joined together. So let's talk about what happens in a round of elongation. So what's going to happen is a tRNA. Here comes a tRNA. It's called a charged tRNA because it's carrying an amino acid. So as soon as an amino acid has been added, it's called a charged tRNA. So here comes a tRNA with an amino acid up here corresponding to the anticodon here, and that's GCA. So GCA matches the codon CGU, and that CGU, that codon, is sitting in the A site right here. That's where it is. So the CGU codon is being held in the A site. You've got to bear in mind that there are a lot of tRNAs, charged tRNAs, coming in and then leaving. So they come in and they leave. They come in. Lots of totally different tRNAs are coming into the A site. But when this one comes in with its anticodon GCA, which matches the codon CGU, the complementary codon and anticodon hydrogen bond, and so that charged tRNA gets stuck there for just the shortest of moments. And so when that happens, the whole ribosome slides along. And as the ribosome slides along, what happens is that the transfer of the amino acids which were attached here just now, so just now the amino acids were attached here in a chain. The amino acid chain gets transferred onto the amino acids, this yellow one here, that was on the initiator tRNA that just came in to the A site. So that A site is the amino acyl tRNA acceptor site. So that's where the tRNAs come into the ribosome. And then, as soon as they come in and the right one is docked in place based on this complementarity between the codon and the anticodon, so what happens is that the ribosome transfers the chain of amino acids, this chain here, which was just now attached to the tRNA in the P site, it transfers that chain of amino acids onto the incoming amino acid. And so then we get a reaction between the carboxylic acid group of the existing chain, and we get a reaction, and that reaction happens with the amino group of the amino acid on the tRNA that just came in. And so the transfer occurs of the polypeptide chain from the tRNA in the P site to the amino acid on the A site. Okay, now that's complicated. So I've got a lot of videos in Canvas which will slow this down and show you to it dynamically. It's very difficult to follow in static images. If you can follow it, that's fantastic. If you can't, that's okay. Watch some videos. So as soon as that happens, like I say, the ribosome is going to slide one codon to towards the 3' end. That's towards the right as we're looking at it. So what we've done is basically slid the ribosome from left to right as we're looking at it. Okay, and so this is the tRNA that just came in, and it's now got the amino acids attached to it, the polypeptide chain. You can see its anticodon there, GCA, matches the CGU. So if that's confusing, skip back and make sure these things match up. And so this tRNA, which just came in, is now in the P site. Okay, and in comes the next amino acid attached to the tRNA with the codon which corresponds to the next codon, which is now held in the A site. And the tRNA that was sitting here in the P site is pushed into the E site, and E stands for exit. And from there, it's pushed out of the ribosome. So that's one complete round of elongation. It's difficult to follow on static images, so watch some videos and see if that helps. So we're going to stop there, very brief. We'll pause there, and the last thing we'll take a look at will be translation termination. So I'll be back shortly to take a look at that with you.